Hello and welcome back to Operation Olive Branch, where we platform the voices of Palestinians. My name is Ryan, and I am your host today. And we will be meeting Stephanie and learning all about the family that she is advocating for. Welcome, Stephanie. So thank you so much for being here with us today.
Hello, Ryan. Thank you to invite me also.
Absolutely. So we've gotten the opportunity to kind of get to know each other over, the past few months. Not ideal, but I've learned a little bit about your beautiful little family, some of the hardships that they have been through. So I would like to take this opportunity to have the audience who joins us now and later to be able to get to know them, see them for, the everyday humans that they are, just like us, and how their lives have dramatically changed, over the past few
Indeed.
months.
Yes, indeed. And until December, my family has the opportunity to stay in their houses. But after the ceasefire in the end of November, December, there changes a lot for them. They have to flee. They have to leave these houses. Their houses are now destroyed, and they have to go from place to place. They don't know where they have to go. So that's
Um,
why we started our campaign, because the life is so difficult there. And we want to evacuate them to Egypt where they are safe. And hopefully, after that, we can bring them also to Belgium.
so why don't we start off there? So you're from Belgium. I think that's kind of obvious that you've got a little bit of an accent there. So how
Yes.
is it that you are from Belgium and you're advocating for people in Palestine?
Yes, this is because I am married with somebody from Palestine, from Gaza. I'm married with Ahmed. He is the maker of the GoFundMe, so you will find his name, Ahmed Ashur, and we are trying to evacuate his family, his closest family, that is like his parents, his children, and also his brother, who we evacuated at the end of March. We evacuated him with his newborn baby, because he had, the moment that we evacuated him, he has a baby from 3 weeks old. So, and his wife also. So the three family members are now in Egypt safe, but we still have like 20 family members there in Gaza.
So in Palestine that you've been able to evacuate, and that's baby Mahmoud, is that correct?
Baby Mahmoud, but we have also baby Zain, and Zain is born at the end of December 23. So we have two babies who are born during the war. So
Oh gosh, that just breaks one of the little videos of we'll show that in a little bit. We've got some great family photos to share with you. Um, but yeah, so the difficulty of trying to take care of a baby, an infant in this genocide is extremely difficult.
it's extremely difficult. Like, we have also like Salma, she had a few weeks ago hepatitic. So it's very difficult. The children, they are also scared, they are crying, they want to go back to school, they want to have the normal childhood. Like, when we are calling with baby Ritel, that is Rafif and Hassan, we are calling with baby Ritel. I never forget her eyes, the fear in her eyes. It's so, I never can forget this.
Well, I
This is
don't.
from a few years ago. This picture, this is a picture that my husband took when he went back in 21 to visit his family there.
Beautiful picture.
It's like a real picture how their life was before, with no fear. I have no fear. There is always like every year there is something happened there, but not on this part. It's like not on this way. This is horror.
Yeah,
What's now
this is
happening there?
completely cruel and um,
Mm,
against the civilians. It's always against the
mm,
civilians, but
mm.
this
Yeah.
disaster is nothing like I don't think any of us have really seen
Mm.
before.
Mm.
Oh,
This is also Hassan.
that little
No.
face. And
His face say everything.
it does. It really truly does. I can't imagine not, you don't have the comfort of your home, of like a video game or,
Mm.
just turning on the TV or even reading a book, playing with a toy. Like the
Mm.
little things that could kind of keep a busy mind
Yeah.
occupied
Yeah.
is scarce to find.
In the back, you see baby Mahmoud, who is now in Egypt.
Oh, little baby. How is baby Mahmoud doing?
Very good. He is
Thank
changing
goodness.
so much every time when I see him or when they send me a picture. He comes bigger and bigger and bigger. When they arrived in Egypt, we were also in Egypt. And he comes like little thing, and like 2 weeks after, I said, "Is this baby Mahmoud?" He changed
Oh,
so much. He's growing. But now he has also like his mom has the food, so she can give better breastfeeding. There is also like milk powder there where they can make with water baby milk. So he
right.
has now his right food that he needs to have as a baby. So
Right. Because even if you can find the formula, I'm not sure if you know how much formula costs, but I know that it's probably 3, 4 times the normal price. That seems to be like the average of, the inflation, the war crime
mm,
inflation, the
yeah,
profiteering off of
yeah,
war. But if you can even find the formula, then you have to mix it with clean water. Okay, maybe I can drink the nasty water. Like maybe I'll suffer through it. But the
yeah.
babies don't
There is
have
no
the
clean water. There is no clean water.
right.
That's also why, like Salma, but also a lot of other people has hepatitis because there is no clean water. There is no clean water. The food is also not real clean or maybe over date. So yeah.
I've heard so many families that I've had contact with getting hepatitis because of the lack of sanitation.
Mhm.
There's sewage in the streets. There's no bathrooms, there's no plumbing, there's
No,
no
no,
sanitation, so there's nobody taking your trash away. It's just
no.
accumulating. Yeah, so the
When
waste.
you when you see pictures also of the streets, there is everywhere there is rubble and garbage. So that's not, yeah.
I'm gonna share another beautiful little picture there.
This
These cute
Karim and
guys.
Salim. Karim and Salim, they are the bigger brothers of baby Zain. And the story about them, they had like brand new apartment from a few months old, and they went out. I think it was like in December. Yes, it was before she gave it birth. It was in December. So they went out to visit the family of her husband, so the parents of her husband, and they had come back at home, and everything was destroyed. They bombed their
Mm.
apartment. The whole neighborhood was bombed. So they don't have anything with them. Don't have clothes with them. They don't have their toys with them. They have nothing. Everything was in the apartment, and when they come back to visit their parents, it was totally destroyed.
Um, and this is the stuff that it's hard to even fathom. But
Mm,
everything is no personal items,
mm,
not even like your special documents or photos or a birth certificate or a passport or
mm,
right? And then there's not like offices just open where you can go get those things, where you have
mm.
the money to go pay for them. Families are
Even
with
the even the money was inside the apartment.
right, even the money they've now lost.
They lost all their money. All their money. They lost everything. It was like a brand new apartment because her husband has a business. He is working very, very, very hard, and they bought like a very beautiful new apartment in the Hamad neighborhood, the Qataris neighborhood in Han Yunis. So
And as you mentioned before, we'll go back to children need schedules. Like I'm sure anybody who has a child or has been around children, they
mhm,
need to have schedules. They need to eat on a certain time. They need little naps. They go to school, they get their bedtime
mhm,
at a certain time. This is all really important to
yeah,
their development.
yeah,
And and now they have, and I'm not saying the parents aren't doing their best to keep a schedule for the child. But when you have to move place to place, there's
it's
nowhere stable,
impossible.
there's no food, you're constantly searching, there's no schools, there's no stability. Um, the children are truly living in terror each and every day.
Mhm.
And as much as some kids, like, "Oh, I don't like school," they probably would do anything just to have the normalcy
Yeah.
of attending school. It's
Mm-hmm. Indeed, yes.
oh, this is so who is this? Hold on. Who
Yeah.
is this little one?
This
Oh
is
my god.
the other Karim. We have two Karims, and
Okay.
he is he is really always funny. He's always making jokes, and like he has like a big mouth but a very small heart. He is really he loves animals. He loves animals. He liked to go to the zoo in Rafah. In Rafah, they had a zoo, and it was one of his favorite things to go to the zoo. And yeah, he is so funny. He's always, when we are calling, he's always joking and trying to laugh with us.
It must be very difficult to see like a
Hmm.
child, their demeanor change, and like you said, to see the fear in their eyes
Yeah,
is
yeah. You
truly
see,
devastating.
and you see how much their faces are changing
Hmm.
from the children and from the adults. Like
Yeah,
my sisters-in-law, their faces, they are so tired and
poor baby. Breaks my heart. Okay, here's
Rafif. This is
Rafi.
with her, yeah, Rafif. This is with her school uniform. This is the way that they are going to school.
Oh, that's such a cute uniform.
Yeah.
How precious.
Yes, it's how she goes to school. So she's very smart. She wants to become a doctor like her Uncle Youssef. So
Aw.
she's really smart, and she likes.
No, good. Tell me, please tell me what she likes to do.
Yeah, she likes to play with her dolls, and also like helping her grandmother in the kitchen with making cookies and all those things.
Who doesn't like that? Making cookies. As long as I can eat the raw dough, then
I was last year, and it was in April. We were also in April 23. We were also in Egypt, and I met there my parents-in-law, so the parents of Ahmed and his youngest sister, because the sister has to go for like a small operation to her eyes in Cairo, and they come like a few weeks before, and we met there. His family and part of his family, and it was during the Ramadan time, and his mother has like a very big box with all homemade cookies with dates inside. It's like a ring, and it's like a
oh, okay.
dog at the outside, and inside it's like a kind of um yeah, mixed dates.
Okay.
It's really nice. It's
Delicious.
really nice. It's like a typical cookie from Palestine.
Oh,
I would,
I wanna try some of their food so bad.
yeah, I will try to make it at home also one time. I found on the internet how you have to make it, so I'm gonna try to make it also.
Awesome. So you were saying before that your hope is to bring all of them or some of them to Belgium?
All of them.
All of them.
But
Okay.
we have to figure out how. We are figuring out how. Like for Youssef and his wife Walat, they are both doctor. So we're gonna try that they come to here for studies because they can do a specialization here. Well, I was doing a specialization for pediatric children arts.
Mhm.
Pediatric. So
Pediatric.
she was doing this at in Gaza, but yeah, the war started, so she has to stop. And um, I think Youssef will figure out which specialization he wants to do. Maybe for the eyes, I also think because he was when he was he did his studies in Egypt, and he went back to Gaza in I think 2020. No, it was it was shortly before the COVID. I think it was
Okay.
shortly
So he's
before
been
the COVID.
practicing for a few years basically in Gaza.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And he went back, but he was doing his stage with an specialist for eyes in Egypt. So he, I think he wants to do this because now he contact those doctor and he can start to work there in Egypt. With his doctor where he was doing his stage. Dat is Bana and Rafif now. That is Rafif now who she is living. That was in Rafah when they were in Rafah. Now they are in Al Mawasi, but it
Okay.
was in Rafah. This is her little sister, Bana. Bana is really so cute.
She is adorable.
Yeah.
Oh, I cannot imagine this. This drives me crazy. I know it must drive you crazy too. This must break your heart. Just knowing that are you still in Egypt?
No, we are
Okay,
not
so
in
you're
Egypt.
now you're
But
back.
we are back, but I think maybe we going back next month to visit Yusuf there because it's also very difficult in Egypt there for them. He is there like alone with his wife, and they have a lot of traumas also. So they can use our support. So I think maybe we going back next month for 1 week or like this. I don't know how much time we gonna get with our work also here,
Right.
but just to visit him. But now, as you know, as everybody knows, the border is closed in Rafah, so we don't know
Yes.
when we can evacuate the next family members. So
This is terrifying. I don't know if anybody understands if they're paying attention to the news or not. But last week, I don't remember the day, but last week the border closed, and since
uh,
then, from what I know, there's not been. I mean, aid and food and all those
no,
things were barely getting in as it was. But now that the crossing is actually taken over by the Israeli army, they're like setting fires, just I mean, they've been ruining the trucks and throwing things out and not letting things pass, but now it's come to a complete
I think
standstill.
it was. I think it was Tuesday that they closed the border.
Okay, so at this point, a week,
1 week.
and imagine, 1.7 million people, no aid. They've
2.3.
destroyed all food sources. There's a rarity if you can find them, or they're contaminated.
Even like now, there was a transport from Jordan to Israel and to come in Gaza, and like the colonists, the extremely right wing Zionists, they destroyed all the
Yes.
food on the truck. It was like in
Yes.
Hebrew that it takes up. This is also Rafif.
And speaking of which, I'm going to write myself a reminder. There is a petition um, for that settlement. I think it's the Yetzer settlement. I might be having that wrong, but I will get that petition um, in the description after the show. But yes, they have been, not just recently. I mean, this is continuously, they've been setting fires
Mm.
to the crops. We know that they steal land. They
Or still.
poison water, cut down trees, anything they can do to destroy the land so the indigenous people have to leave to find other food sources. I mean, this is typical of what colonization does. We saw this in, here on Turtle Island. It's what the colonizers did, the same thing. And that's what's happening over there. The
Mhm.
mass expulsion of people from their land by any means necessary.
Yes, yes.
And it's backed up by the military.
Yeah.
So
Now it
the
was also
military will come in and support them.
I read it in the newspaper, like the police and the militaries are supporting the people who are destroyed the food. They are supporting. They are doing nothing. I can't imagine this. I can't imagine this. How can you do this?
I don't know. I don't know, because I couldn't even just destroy food ever.
Hmm.
Like, like, to me, that's just such a waste. I would never want to do that because of what it does to the earth, you know. So to
Yeah.
do it spitefully to harm people, that's a whole nother level of
Yeah.
evil, truly.
Yeah. I find it also. I can't waste food. It's so difficult.
No.
Like a few days ago, I was for my work on an event, and there was like a lot of food, and the food was over. They say you can take it with you, but I don't have anything to put it in. So somebody say give it to the chickens. I say, is there no organization here in the neighborhood for poor people where you can bring it, that they have food?
Right.
I can
The
imagine.
the amount of waste that America allows, I think, is criminal.
Here in
There
Europe
should not
also.
be dumpsters full of good food.
Here in
It's
Europe also.
ridiculous.
In Belgium, we have something good. I don't know, or it's only in Belgium or maybe in American also, but we have like on my phone, I have an app and the name is Too Good To Go. And it's like an app, and at the end of the day, like a grocery or a bakery can put his leftovers on the app, and you can buy it for like, you can get like a box from 15 euros, and you pay only like 5 euros, and that is for don't waste food. So that you can take a box with vegetables, and you can make soup or something, or you put it in the freezer, or you can go to a bakery, then you get a lot of big box with breads, and I put it in my freezer. So and you
That's
pay like
amazing.
€5 and you have for like €15 of food. And that's also against wasting food.
Right, because what is the point, of a bagel shop throwing away bagels or bread at the end of the night?
Mhm.
All that food can be used within a couple days. It doesn't go bad
No,
immediately. Okay,
no,
is it fresh? Maybe not, but it's delicious and still edible. And yeah, I happily eat bagels after they've been out all night. So anyway, judge me. I don't I don't
yeah.
care.
I put it in the freezer and I take it out the morning that I want to use it. So
Exactly. So let's talk quickly here about like the living conditions. Now, Dr. Ashore, this is Dr. Ashore, correct?
yeah,
And
yeah.
he's out now.
Yes, he wanted to stay in the beginning, but
Right.
he has a baby, his wife. I found it so he can't put them alone in Egypt. He has to take care also about his wife and his child, and he has also to think to his future.
Right.
So he was working like for months until, yeah, I don't know, until February in the Nasser hospital, and then after that he was going to Rafah, or no, 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 no. Until December he was working in the Nasser hospital, and then he went to Rafah. And but since the beginning of the war, he didn't have any paycheck. He didn't have
So,
any paycheck. He was working like days from 48 hours, 2 days
Oh
at
my
the
God. Can you
gym without
imagine?
sleep, without sleep. He saw the most horrible things, but there was, because the
Wow.
war, there was no paycheck.
Um, I think that's an important point, Stephanie, is there's no jobs. There's no way for people to
No.
work for money to be able to buy food. And should stuff be free? Absolutely.
Hmm.
Are things free? No,
Hmm.
because again, war profiteering. The things that are getting that should be free,
Hmm.
it's it's just not what's going to happen when all the systems collapse. And that's intentional. We know that that is intentional.
Yeah.
But a doctor working day and night tirelessly to take care of his community is doing it from his heart because there's no
Yeah.
paycheck for him.
Hmm.
Um,
Yes.
I can't imagine. Thank goodness for people like him.
Hmm.
Seriously.
No.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so Dan, they
he-
did kill the aid workers.
he-
They've killed, I think, over 100 so far. Three, was it three to no, five of the World Kitchen
Six.
workers? Six. I'm sorry.
Yesterday, they shoot on a car of the UN.
Another one?
Yeah, I
Another
think.
one.
And one aid worker from India died.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this is targeting.
And now we don't know from nothing. We don't know from nothing.
That's
I,
always the answer. But
I
with
want to say an
Hind,
F word, but I'm not gonna say it.
well, here's the lovely thing about YouTube. We have a little bit more freedom. We're allowed to say bombing, we can say genocide, we can say illegal occupation, we can say Gaza. Thank goodness we have more freedom
Yes.
here. Um, so if you want to say something, you're more than welcome. You do not have to. Just an FYI.
No, they
um,
are so lying about everything. Everything they are lying.
and they get away with it.
Yeah, I don't
They're
know.
allowed to. It's almost as if it's encouraged, and
Mhm.
our government is covering up for them and
Yeah.
continuing to hand over fist give them money.
In Belgium, they started quickly to say and to talk about a ceasefire, but they are talking and they are talking and they are saying there have to come a ceasefire, but they don't take real actions like to do sanctions to Israel. So they are still, but we have some cities in Belgium who are apartheid free. They are the name is the cities are apartheid free, so they don't do business with like colonisten and other things. So they are
I love
apartheid
that.
free cities. Yes, I think Ghent, the city where I was born, is apartheid free. The capital, Brussels, is apartheid free. I think also Liège and Verviers are apartheid free. Like also, I think Barcelona and Spain, Oslo and Norway, I think they are also apartheid free.
I love hearing it. That gives me hope that there are countries
Yeah.
who are moving towards the BDS movement and are divesting from these horrible,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
not only countries, but the manufacturer of mass,
Mm-hmm.
weapons
Yeah. Yeah.
that perpetually keeps us in this war-torn environment. The amount of wars that just are always perpetuated,
Yeah.
it's shocking.
But you see also like a very big difference. Like Spain here is also very pro-Palestinian country, and they had also the protests in Madrid at the university, and the police didn't do anything to them. They just
The
say, okay, you want to protest until which day you want to protest. Okay, good, you can do it. And even I think I
Mhm.
read it, the university they stopped to work together with Israel.
Wow. I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah, the college encampments that are popping up all over.
Hmm.
And I can also pop in that link as well, just since we're
Yeah. Like
talking
in
about
Belgium,
it.
there are also some protests from the universities, but here's also like the police is doing nothing. And then you see the Netherlands, and the Netherlands is very pro-Israel. We have like
Are they?
in the Netherlands, yes, they have like in America you have APAC. They have like in the Netherlands they have city. They have like
Okay.
I think Netherlands is smaller than America, but it's like they have also like an something like APAC in the Netherlands. So and here also there are very big protests on the university because the government is pro-Israel, but there are also a lot of people who are really pro-Palestine, and the police is attacking so hard. I saw on TikTok movies, it was not normal. Even, and I think when you the last times when there's in the Netherlands a pro-Palestinian protest, there is always attacks from like people, right-wing people. But I think maybe it will be the police who start anonym to attack the protesters.
Wow. So even there, and I'm sure all over the world, there are
Mhm.
these lobbyists.
Yeah.
Basically, if anybody in the audience is unfamiliar with who APAC is, or
Yeah.
you said
Even
city,
CD.
city,
CD.
um,
Even I don't know the name, but in Belgium we have also like a pro-Palestinian lobby because we have here in
okay,
Antwerp like a lot of diamanters, diamonds for yeah, like who sell diamonds,
okay,
and this is a real yeah neighborhood full with Jews. I don't know, not every Jew is a Zionist, but I know there are also a lot of the Jewish community in Antwerp who are pro-Palestine. That's for sure. So, but
right.
uh,
Because it's not the issue is that the government of Israel is intentionally trying to conflate Judaism with, Zionism.
but it's not the same.
No, they're completely different. And the thing is not every Zionist is a Jewish person. This is not a
No,
Jewish thing. This
look
is
to
a
Biden.
Christian thing. There are many, actually, I'm sorry, let me recalibrate my statement. More Christians are Zionists.
Yeah, of course.
So that tells you something right there.
In the Netherlands, you have a group, and the name is Christians for Israel.
Exactly. hmm
Yeah,
It, it
look to Biden.
Joe
Oh,
Biden said that if there were not an Israel, they would have to create one. So they
yeah.
basically that's what they did. They created one so that way they'd have somebody they could have influence over. It's all about control. It's colonialism, it's
Mhm.
imperialist ideas, it's fascism. Claiming that Israel is the only democratic state is such a farce
It's
because we're not even democratic. The Americans that are fooled into thinking that we are a democracy, whew, no, this is
no.
not, this
My
is not
husband, my
my
husband says
tax
also
money
to me,
going to this.
you don't have to think that you have democracy here in Europe, and you see it. They are protesting at the protesting at the university. What they are doing, the police with how they attack the students who are protesting
Yeah.
in peace.
Yep. Rubber bullets, they were
Yeah,
gassing them,
yeah.
hitting them with batons. Students I know had broken teeth,
Hmm.
bloody eye. I mean, there's broken bones.
And not only now at the war in Gaza. A few years ago, everybody remembered the COVID.
Right.
When you say something about this, like in Belgium, we had also like protests against the COVID because people don't believe in the COVID, or they say the rules are too heavily. They protesting, they attacked by the police.
Wow.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? I feel like, look, I might not like every protest or demonstration that happens, but if you're peaceful and you're
Mhm,
saying what you need to say, that is
mhm.
your right, right? that supposedly we all in a democracy, we're all
Yeah.
supposed to have that kind of right
Everyone,
to speak up and
yeah,
speak out. But then you find it's really not the case because the police are called and they just attack whomever they want to.
yeah. But you see it also on social media. When you want to share something about my Instagram is totally down.
Oh,
Even
they
when
can.
even when I'm posting like a picture of of my cats of something totally what not is happening with Gaza, I don't have views on my Instagram.
Yeah, I feel like the AI has learned and started to shadow certain counts so they don't
Yeah.
promote them so they're not getting pushed out into the audience. I know that I have that all the time. That happens
I
all the
have it
time.
I have it on my Instagram so hard and on my Facebook also. I don't use a lot of Facebook, but I have it also there.
It's just something that we have to learn how to navigate, and unfortunately it just means that we have to sometimes use what we call algo speak and
Mhm.
say different words, which we do on TikTok a lot. We if anybody ever sees someone on this channel say watermelon, it's only because watermelon has become associated through Palestine
Yeah.
as a resistance because of the colors. The colors are red, green, white, and black. So,
Yeah.
yeah, there's black on there too because the seeds.
Yeah.
But that's what the rind of the watermelon represents is the Palestinian colors of the flag because they weren't allowed to put their flags up in their own country, in their own homeland. They weren't
Indeed.
allowed. So we've turned it into sometimes saying olives or watermelon. Unfortunately, because all these apps are usually in the hands of these big corporations who are profiting off of the war, they don't want to hear the truth. But thankfully, TikTok has been a great platform to learn. As much as it's been difficult navigating being shadowed and being banned,
I
I've
think
learned a
TikTok is
lot.
one of the best apps until now. I sometimes I have it also on TikTok, but I have it more on my Instagram and Facebook that I have been shadow banned.
Meta.
Even when I put a picture of my cats on Instagram, I don't have views.
That's a bad cat. Do not show that bad cat. Um,
Seriously.
oh, Steph, yeah, we even try to break the algorithm. Do like an algorithm breather. Sometimes what we
Yeah.
call it by posting something outside of like the Gaza or Palestine realm. Sometimes it helps. Sometimes it does nothing.
Um,
Yeah, a lot of it, and that is the problem. That is one of the reasons I support deconstructing from the Bible instead of using it as a guidebook. It should just be respected for a piece of literature. There's no truth to it. Um, because this is the kind of thing we see happen is Christians supporting the occupation of indigenous land. I mean, they
yeah.
did the same thing here in America. So of course they're going to continue this if we do not stop. This will just happen over and over again, in my opinion, anyway.
Mhm.
So, Stephanie, for your family, what for you is your ultimate goal? Once this fundraiser is filled, what for you is your
We
now
have
that all the plans have changed, basically your life has been upended too. Like this doesn't just affect.
mm, we have now a target of 126,500 euro. That is for the fees at the border, and also we gonna need a part to bring our family members to Belgium. So that is for both of those things. It's independent, like a little bit of the prices, like for Dr. Youssef and his wife, he paid $14,000,
Mm.
7,000 for each other. That's independent of the prices. I think it was last $5,000. So that is our target now, €126,500. And we have also, I put it today, a link of PayPal and Revolut in my accounts, on my TikTok account and Linktree. And that money we gonna, I was thinking first we're gonna use the donations there for the basic needs for our family members, because
Right.
when they are all in Egypt, like 23 persons, that we have to rent an
Wow.
apartment house. I think it will come also expensive for us. During this time, we send it like €6,000 for our family members. We send it money at the ceasefire at the end of November, but we thought also to Youssef to leave his money, his saving money there, and to give it to his sisters, and that we will pay it back to him when he is in Egypt. So we pay it back when he is in Egypt. So I think the money that we send it and the saving money that we give it back to Youssef is like €6,000. So before the war, we sent it also money to our family members, but not for basic needs, because everybody in the family, they had a job and they had this work or their business, and they don't need the money for basic needs. We sent it like money for some special things, like my parents-in-law, they did some things in the garden. They did little renovation in the garden. So like for that, we are sending money like for the extra. We also sent it like a few years ago money to for my sister-in-law, Rafah, her husband, so that he bought a car, and he was a taxi driver there. So for such things, we send it money like for to support their business or the startup of their business, of like, but not never for basic needs. Um,
Right.
so and now, yeah, they need also the basic needs. So, Yusuf is now renting an apartment. It's like €100 in a month. Like for Yusuf alone, we can pay it, but and maybe when his parents will come, we can pay it also. But like when we have 23 family members there, and we have to support them there, because in Egypt it's also very difficult to find a job. It's the
And
only
expensive, I've
only
heard.
the only thing in Egypt is it's safe, but it's not better life
Right.
there, because when you go to Egypt, you see it also in the streets. The people there are very, very, very poor.
It's expensive, I've heard. It's difficult to find an affordable
For
place to.
us, for us, it's very cheap, but
Oh, is it? Okay.
for people
For
who
for
are living there, because we have the euro, and I think it's
okay.
the same for the dollar. Also, for us, it's very cheap. But even, yeah, like 23 family members,
Right,
like.
even if it was cheap, when you put 23 family members, the
mm,
the cost is a lot for one family to try to
like
support.
now the apartment for Yusuf is like, you can, it's of for 4 persons, it's like €100. So but we have 23 family members, so we have to look for a bigger apartment. So I think when they are all in Egypt, I think only for the rent, I think it will be like, when we are lucky, around €1,000
Mhm.
for the rent, only for the rent, and then they have to buy
Food.
food and clothes,
Mhm.
and yeah, like also for the children, like they
School.
growing at school, the children, they are growing, they need like baby Mahmoud, he needs every few weeks
Oh
new
gosh, new
clothes.
clothes, right?
Yeah,
Diapers,
diapers,
formula,
diapers,
yeah,
also
all that
from
stuff is
baby Zayn. Yes.
it adds up
So
very quickly.
that's why we are asking also, like, when people want to do it, a little support. And
Well, in the
yeah,
description, so let me just tell everybody who's watching, in the description, we have the links to not only Stephanie's social media, so you can see other pictures, etc., of her family that she's advocating for, but also she has links to the GFM that we were showing. You can donate directly there. She also has a PayPal link, I believe.
yeah, PayPal
And
and Revolut.
yes. So there's 3 links where you can donate to, because I understand that not everybody has the $5 minimum for a GoFundMe. So Stephanie has other options if you did want to give, but you can't give that $5 minimum. If you do decide to donate to GoFundMe, my suggestion is do not tip them. We don't care about GoFundMe's money. We don't want to line GoFundMe's pockets. They're getting enough money out of this. So skip the tip for GoFundMe. That's my tip of the day. That's my
Yes,
tip of the day. Make it easy
but
on you.
I know somebody from our friends. He put the tip, and he was looking on his credit card and say, "Oh no, there is extra money of mine." And I sent it to GoFundMe an email, and they send it back to him.
Oh, good. Well, that's good to know.
They send it back. He didn't saw this, or he didn't think too much to this link, and he just say okay without thinking too much. And I sent it an email to GoFundMe, and he had his money back from the tip.
Yeah, I did tip them at first because I thought that the tip went towards the fees for the family, so the
That
family
was
wouldn't have
he
to.
also thinking, like, and that he was,
Yeah.
yeah, like by PayPal they have also fees, and you can put like, I want to pay the fees, or I don't want to pay the fees.
Yeah,
And I
and that is
and I
fine.
check it out because I've never used PayPal before. So I check it. I put like €5 on my PayPal, and I put I want to pay the fees, and it's work like this. So I have €5 now on my PayPal account, and they covered the fees from my bank account also.
Yeah.
But
So that say again?
The Revolut is without fees, but I don't know as it will be working from America. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, actually, I do not know. So the third link might not work for this country. We're not sure, but there's 3 total. So one of them, hopefully, you'll be able to find to give a, a contribution if you can. And we do understand it's rough.
Yeah.
It's rough for everybody. So if you can't give, one of the best things that you can do is you could share this live stream, because we have Stephanie's information in the description. You can go to her social media, repost, boost. You can, share a video with a friend who you think would be interested in contributing to the campaign. There's many different ways that we can, again, platform Palestinian voices.
Yes.
I know that you're not Palestinian, but because your family is in Palestine, they don't always have connection. We have to
Yeah.
do what we can to
We
get
hear
this campaign.
we hear
Yes,
them last Saturday,
we
so since Saturday we didn't hear anybody of our family members.
oh gosh. So you've not heard from them
No,
in a few
since
days.
Saturday. Yeah.
I'm very sorry to hear that, Stephanie. Oh, you
Yeah.
guys, the telecommunications are down, the internet is down. Again, this is all intentional. Some people are able to connect through eSIMs if they can get a hold of them.
Mm.
So you might see some people are able to post, but others are not.
Mm. Like my parents-in-law, they are now back in Khan Yunis, and they are yeah,
Yeah. Always
uh,
remember there's an exchange rate if it's a different.
€1 is, I think, 0.92 $1 is 0.92 euro.
Okay.
It's not a big difference, but when you're gonna put a higher amount, it's gonna be a bigger difference. So, but like for 10
Yeah,
euros a dollar, it's almost the same.
it's good to
Um,
know. It's a
yeah,
friendly reminder. Thank you, Dan. We appreciate that.
yes. What I was talking. Okay, they are now back in Guyunis, and they are
Okay.
now their house is totally bombed. Totally bombed. It's like some walls are like a little bit up, and they are now sleeping between two walls in the open air in their house. And some other people who flee from Rafah are now putting a tent in their garden. So like their garden become like a space for homeless people also,
Hmm.
because they had like a big compound. It was their houses was, but also two houses of the uncles of my husband was on the same. This was like a kind of compound from the family. So
That's not no way
yeah,
for children to live, and not even adults, but, of course, I feel bad for the babies, but,
yeah,
oh, sleeping out in the open
mm,
air with the
yeah,
bugs, with the weather, whatever the elements are, it's not
mm,
comfortable,
yeah,
it's not safe, it's no kind of
yeah,
protection. Oh my goodness. We have to do our best to get them out. I know we're this all is, impinging on the border being opened. I'm just
mhm,
hoping that that will be
yeah. But
soon.
we are not gonna put the names now. We're gonna wait until the border is open again, because we don't know when the border will become open. We don't know also what's gonna happen on the border. Maybe
Mhm.
Israel will take the full control of the border. So, and we didn't hear nothing about like they're gonna pay the people who are now on the list and who paid to be on the list. We didn't hear are they gonna pay back or not. So we also don't want to lose our money. So we're gonna
Right.
wait until we know more about everything was gonna happen. Even like when you even when they like pay back $4,900, you lose $100, but $100 is for us now a lot of money to help our family members. So that's why we now gonna wait until we have more information and until the border will reopen again. What we have to do, because yeah,
I think that's the smart thing to do. It's unfortunate that you have to wait, but to pay the fees and then lose that money to
no,
start all over, I know you don't want to. I know you.
no.
It's a bad situation. I'm so so sorry, Steph.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we're at the 53-minute mark, so we're gonna start wrapping up. I would like to give you the floor if there's anything that you would like to say before we close out. I know that everybody here wishes your family, the best of help
Thank you so
to get
much, Dan.
safety. Um, and I'm sure those who watch afterward are also feeling the
Yeah.
very same way.
So the best thing that you can do is if you can do a donation. Best is on our GFM or Revolut when you can use it in the States, or in Europe you can use it. Maybe when somebody try it and is from the States, you can also write and comment. So maybe write, I am from the States, then I know it's working from there. So Revolut is without any fees, so that is like the best way, because then we get the full amount to us. PayPal and GoFundMe, they are with yes, this is a Revolut. You can, yeah, there you can put all.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think it will work because you can choose for USD. So
Yeah, I think so. So basically, this is all the countries
they have a
it
lot of
should.
currencies. Yes.
Yeah. So it looks like that will work. So if you all want to
Yep.
donate through here, you're more than welcome to do that as well. Again, the link is in the description.
Yeah.
Um,
So,
we desperately want to get these beautiful children
yeah,
back
my
to
beautiful
somewhere safe.
sisters and house. I
Mhm.
also, when my youngest sister-in-law, Ella, she's also so funny. When we went with her last year to Egypt, and before the war, she was always asking to me, I want to go back to Egypt. I want to go back to Egypt. She knows that we had, at the end of the year, we had some holidays. So come to Egypt, take me, take me. I say, okay, I will talk with Ahmed. I will talk with Ahmed. But also when she wants something, she asks it to Ahmed. Ahmed say no, and then she comes to me.
Yes, you.
I
She's
want
like,
this, I want this. And then I have to talk with Ahmed and say, yeah, your sister is asking me for this.
"Oh, how sweet."
It's
We want to give her that joy again, the
yeah,
ability to just feel a kid, and you're
yeah,
asking for something and excited
yeah.
about life.
But she's like, how old is she? Beginning of the 20s. She's like 22. I'm not sure, 22, 23, like this. So, and she really wants for a long time that she wants to get away from Gaza and that she wants to come to Europe. So I was always asking, also before the war, can you help me? Can you help me? But it's not so easy to
Right.
flee
People don't
away.
realize how difficult it is
It's
for
very
people.
difficult. Like
Mhm.
a humanitarian visa was at that time not possible. Now I think it will be possible from humanitarian reason, but the only way is to flee Gaza, to cross Egypt, to
Mhm.
go to somewhere at the coast side and to take there. Like I think you hear it also from the boats from Libya to Italy. I think it comes also maybe in the American news, but it's like you have to cross the sea, but and that's like with very small boats and like a small kind of zodiac that you have to cross the sea, the full sea. That's why also the way to Ahmed comes to here. So and they are rescued by an oil tanker. So
Oh,
it's every year they are dying hundreds refugees on the sea.
oh dear. I didn't realize
Mhm.
that either.
You can look, I think, when you look on the internet, you will find information about this. But I was also, before I know it, Ahmed, I was volunteering in refugee camps in Europe, and the sea is so dangerous, and especially the boats where they put the people in, it's so dangerous for
Mhm.
people from Syria, people from Gaza, Palestine, people from Afghanistan.
Oh
They
gosh.
they they put their life on to flee away and to be safe in Europe, but there are a lot of people also who don't survive it because the boats are
That's the level of, desperation people are at because
mhm,
of these crooked, horrible governments that
mhm,
treat people not like people. They dehumanize their very own citizens.
mhm.
And if they treat their citizens like that, I'm sure they're going to treat other people even worse. They don't care about anybody.
Yeah.
We need to keep our eyes on Rafah, our eyes on Rafah. They are being heavily bombarded. Even Jabalia, in the
Yeah,
north has
yeah,
been
yeah, it
heavily
started
bombarded.
again there. And I don't know what's gonna happen, like Jabalia, then you have the north of Gaza, Deir Bala, Khan Yunis, Rafah. Are they going down again or not?
Right.
People move
There's no they're
from
forcing people to move to, like, some of my friends have been displaced 11 times at this point,
Mhm. Yeah,
carrying their items, whatever they have left, if they have anything
mhm.
left, in
Yeah,
trash bags, right?
yeah.
Uh,
But also like my parents-in-law, they leave it their house from the beginning of the war, and they wanted to Yusuf his apartment, because where the house of my family members are is like a little open space, and there are not a lot of other houses around. It's like little yeah, open space, and they were scared there was some tunnels under, so they are scared that they're gonna bomb in the neighborhood. So that's
Dear.
why they went to Yusuf's house, and then they started in Khan Yunis. They went back to their house. They went back to another house, and like 2 weeks ago, my father-in-law, he went a lot to his nephew's house, because he was one of the only family members who still had his house. So he went there a lot to take to take some rest, to sleep there, because it was a real house. And 2 weeks ago on Saturday, they bombed the house.
Mm.
And my father-in-law was like just a few hours away from this house. They bombed the house. He, we are lost 7 nephews, one niece, and their mother.
Oh
So only
no.
the father is still alive with one of his daughters.
Oh,
So they
Steph,
lost eight of
horrible.
he lost 8 of his 9 children and his wife.
Oh my God, Steph. I'm so, so sorry.
Yeah.
I don't even I don't have words for the amount of
Yeah.
atrocities I've heard from my friends.
Yeah. Yeah,
All I can say is that my heart is with you.
we have also other nephews, nieces, aunties, uncles that we lost during the 7 months. So, but there are not the last massacre in our family. So,
Which is why it makes this so urgent. You've already lost so many of your family members. We
mhm.
need to get them out as soon
Yeah.
as this freaking border opens. Immediately, we need to get them on the list and evacuated so they can be reunited with their other family members too, who are still.
Sometimes I was saying some crazy things to my husband. I am a diver. And I told to my husband, I'm going to Egypt. I'm going so close as I can to the border. I going and see to dive to Gaza, and I gonna take my family members with equipment back to Egypt. I was thinking I'm gonna rescue them like this, as diving between the sea.
Hey,
So,
if it would work, I'd say go for it. If you could do it, I'd say go, but I don't think that's gonna work, Steph. I'm
no, he said
sorry.
that's not gonna work. I was thinking, what can I do? What can I do?
I
Maybe
know,
I
but that's
life. I can take an equipment with me to them, and we can change, and I can take them with me to Egypt. But
oh, the
sometimes
length
you
that
are
we would go to.
thinking or dreaming, what can I
Right.
do to save them? But the only way is to pay and waiting until the border is opening.
An extortion fee so your family can survive because they've got them walled in an apartheid wall that will not let them out, will not let food in. This is bad, guys. It's really, really bad. But we're gonna stay strong. We're gonna stay focused, and
Mm,
we focus on the goal. And the goal is to get the funds. So as
yeah.
soon as that damn border opens, we are getting them out, and that's
Yes.
the eye on the prize.
Inshallah, everything is gonna be
Inshallah.
good. Inshallah, like they say.
Yes, I actually like saying it too. It feels
I
good to
see it
say it on
also
my
a
tongue.
lot. Inshallah, inshallah, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah. So that's what we're aiming for, you guys. Whatever you can do to support Stephanie, we appreciate it. Again, if you can't donate, you can like, reshare, comment, post. You know, you can put up her QR code. If you're going to a demonstration, you could make stickers and put that QR code somewhere for people to contribute. There's so many ways that I've watched the community come up with ideas to raise funds. So if you have anything in person that you can do it. The other day I got my children to gift families for Mother's Day. I said, I don't want anything. I said, I want you to gift families in Gaza. And they did. And so even things of that nature, instead of a Mother's Day gift, I got a donation. I'm happy with that. So
Yeah,
whatever avenue you can come up with to generate revenue for these families, trust me, they appreciate it. You are actually saving lives. Like
yeah,
it's really happening. You were able to save a few of your family members. So it does work.
yeah. Even like €5 or $5, it's like a takeaway coffee and a donut in the morning. So
Right. And just remember that I like to tell people this, like you might not think that $5 matters, but when we have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people who will watch this stream
yeah,
and your social media giving, we see that the
yeah,
goal can close rather quickly. I've seen it happen overnight. It does
yeah.
happen. So thank you so much, Stephanie, for coming today.
Thank you
Um,
for inviting me also.
Absolutely. I'm so appreciative for being able to speak on your family. I'm guessing, are they all Ashore? Is that the last name?
Yeah, Ashur is the family name,
Sure.
yes.
It's a beautiful name. So thank you so much for representing your family, advocating for them, for being so strong, and speaking for them when they cannot because they are being under a blockade. And to everybody in the audience here now, thank you, Dan. Loving is losing. Isabel, Maddie, we appreciate you being here. And we will see you next time. Again, check out those links in the description. Give as much support as you can. Gift if you can. We really appreciate it. Thanks, Stephanie.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.